Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about how, look, I spend a lot of time reporting news on foreign countries, particularly in Asia and Africa, occasionally in Latin America, but the United States is still my country, and that's my number one country. It's my home country. And this is disgraceful with what is going on. I'm not talking about President Biden necessarily. I'm not talking about who the president is, but nevertheless, we are experiencing a baby formula shortage in the United States, and some families are having to drive 10 to 11 hours to find and get baby formula. And some people are saying, well, why don't you breastfeed? Why don't you breastfeed? Well, some people, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I do know there are some women's bodies out there that don't produce the full amount of milk and nutrients where they're not physically able to breastfeed. Okay? That there are cases like that. Also, there are single dads out there. And I'm not saying the mother is always neglectful when there's a single dad. Sometimes the mom dies in a freaking nature car accident, or when they go get the baby formula or go stop at the convenience store or something, some robber goes on a rampage and shoots up the store. Or sometimes the mom and dad die in a car wreck and the grandparents are left to raise the kids, or the grandmom's not able to produce that kind of milk in that situation in her body. So they have to get the baby formula. And then several states are below 40% of the baby formula that they need. But let me tell you who's not experiencing baby formula, and props to ABL, Anthony Brian Logan, for reporting this. Mexico and a lot of Central American countries are not experiencing baby formula shortage because the U.S. government apparently is giving them baby formula. Now, I understand it's a big thing with the birthright citizenship. Some people are trying to change that in the Constitution, and when illegal aliens come to the United States and have a child, the child's a citizen, but the parents don't automatically get citizenship. I get that, okay? But you do not need to be coming illegally to this country. We have laws. And when you do things like this, you teach that crime pays. No, crime doesn't pay. The only time, if I was in that situation in Central America, the only time I would be ever trying to be sneaking into America illegally is if I went to the embassy about 10 or 12 times in my lifetime for a visa and I got rejected every single time. That would be the only time I would even think about doing something like that. And when a lot of people get here illegally, I mean, there used to be a program where illegal aliens, if they went into the U.S. military and they did well, and they could get citizenship or resident status. I'm okay with that as long as they don't mind being monitored, because you don't know what ideology they fell under in their home countries. And as long as they were monitored, their time in the military was fine. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay if they also showed that if they came here illegally, but they weren't being paid cash under the table, but they were being paid like everybody else got paid, and they paid taxes and everything else, and they just begged for a chance, like if they did something with the military or something with social services or something like that, I'd be okay with giving them a path to citizenship as well under those rare circumstances. But most of the time, that's not the case. A lot of the times, they'll get paid cash under the table and send all their remittances back to their families in Central and South America. They don't spend a lot of money in the USA, so it really doesn't help our economy. But nevertheless, so we don't need to be giving baby formula to illegal aliens and their families while Americans, natural-born Americans, are being deprived of baby formula. I mean, I don't have children. It's not going to affect me. I don't have kids, and I promise you I don't have kids I don't know about. But a lot of families are not going to be so fortunate, and there are circumstances where the mother may have unfortunately died, either died during childbirth or died in unfortunate accidents when the family, after the baby was born, or was murdered after the baby was born, not by her parents or the husband's parents or the husband. So they're in an area where families like that are in an area where they're in a situation where they have to have baby formula. So we need to get this taken care of. So everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.